Hey, hey, what's up? There it is. There's my mic. Welcome to my very first YouTube stream. It's really cool to be here. I'm just gonna make sure everything's working. It looks like we're live. I guess we're live. Are we live? Okay, we're live. It looks like we're gonna do this. So here's my first YouTube stream. I'm probably gonna ramble a little bit. My name's Justin. I am a certified Bob Ross instructor. I'm here to show you a few things. I'm here to show you how to paint. I'm here to show you how to hang out. I'm here to show you some cool stuff. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to jump right in. So what I've got going here is a standard old 16 by 20 inch canvas. This is just the regular old, just like old Uncle Bob Ross used. The regular old canvas. It's a nothing special, but what I'm going to do this, I'm going to put liquid white on this. So today I'm going to be using, I guess I could tell you about that. I guess I could tell you about all that. So today, listen to this. Today I'm going to be using oil paint. Today I'm going to be using oil paint, specifically Bob Ross brand oil paint. That's what I'm going to use today. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to run all the colors that I'm going to use today across the screen here for you, just like Bob Ross did. I'm going to do it too. That's the color train. These are the colors I'm going to use today. If you're going to paint along with me, take a look at it. These are the ones I'm going to use. So I figured we'd do something super easy, something anyone could do. Let's just say you're a beginner and this is the first time you've ever painted. You say you've never painted before, and you can say, I want to learn. Well, you know what? This is one you're going to want to paint. So I'll just go ahead and jump into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put liquid white on this canvas. Liquid white all over this. So I got a little tub of this liquid white on off canvas here, off screen, off canvas. It is actually off canvas. So I've got a little tub of this. I've just dunked into here. I'm going to put this on this canvas. So this is the story. This is my very first time on YouTube. This is my very first time on YouTube. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you think this is weird. I hope you think it's cool. I hope you dig it. That's all I can say. I hope you dig it. So what I did, I just put little polka dots all over there. So that just gives me a nice little even base to just spread them out now. Instead of putting one big pile in there and trying to work it, across the whole canvas, I'll just do that. So hey, it's good to be here. It's been a while. It really has. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. Probably about 2 months. It's probably been about 2 months since I've done a live stream. I've been moving. I relocated. That's what I did. I relocated across the whole country. I went across the country to... Okay, let's say this. I was in Pennsylvania. I went from Pennsylvania, up north. I went from Pennsylvania to Oklahoma. That's what I did. I relocated to Oklahoma. I'm here in Oklahoma now. I'm back. I'm set up. I'm painting. I'm here. It feels good. It feels nice. So I want to do this. I want to do it. It's late tonight, but you know what? It just doesn't matter. So I'm just going to paint. It feels good. It feels good to be here. So I did. I moved from Pennsylvania to Oklahoma. But what we did was we took a long road trip. We took about 5 weeks. We hit the road. We hit the open road. We did. In our truck, in our camper. We went out city to city. We went to Kentucky. That was cool. We went to Kentucky. We saw the caves. Saw the Mammoth Caves. Went to Horse Cave. That was really cool. We went to Kentucky. After Kentucky, we went to Indiana. You said, what? Why would you go to Indiana? Why the heck would you go to Indiana? Well, I went to Indiana because I was painting with Steve Ross, Bob Ross's son. That's what I was doing in Indiana. Steve Ross and Dana Jesser hold a workshop out there. That's what I was doing. I was out there attending the workshop, and I was painting. I was painting with those old dirty dogs. So that was a lot of fun. That was the second time I've done that. It's the second time I've done that. I've painted with Steve like that. So it's cool. So from Indiana, we went down to Missouri. We spent a few days in St. Louis. And then we went to Branson, Missouri. That was cool. And then we went to Oklahoma. So that was our whole trip. So let's go ahead and paint this painting. So I've got liquid white on here. I've got it good and well smoothed out. You saw me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give this the old finger test. The finger test here. I'm just going to thump this right there in the center. And I've got a little dusting on my fingers here. It doesn't cover all the ridges. It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. You can, if we can get it to focus here. But that's what it looks like. It's not super goopy. It's just a little bit on there. And that's perfect. That's perfect. If you find you have too much of that, just grab a clean brush and go over it. That'll get rid of it. So, let's go ahead and do this easy painting. I've got my paint all put out here on a palette. Let's take a look at it. There it is. There's my paint. So, this is just going to be your typical Bob Ross type scene. Imagine old Bob Ross up here painting. What's he doing? He's painting the hits. Clouds, mountains, trees, water. I figure that's what we're going to do too. We're going to do a little bit of all that. So, I'm going to go ahead and activate camera 2. Boom. There it is. Camera 2, so you can see me and you can see what I'm doing. And I can actually zoom in on this. So, let's go ahead and jump in this. So I'm gonna grab a 2-inch brush and jump right into this. So if you're here watching me on my very first YouTube live stream, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm here in Oklahoma. I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be doing classes. I've already started booking venues. I'm going to have bi-weekly classes where you can come and you can learn how to do this stuff in person if you're in the area. If not, we keep doing these live streams. So what I'm going to do, the very first thing, I'm going to take my 2-inch brush. I'm just going to right into phthalo blue. Right here. Right there. I'll just tap this in to both sides of my brush like this. And just go up here. Right up here to this corner. And I'm just going to start making little X's. Just like this. And I'll work down and across. Down and across. That's nice. That's nice. Look at that. That was easy. I'll just tap a little bit more color in here. I'll do the same thing. Maybe this time I'll swirl it like this. I'll do little swirls. Maybe this time I'll swirl it. And I'm going to make little X's down here. Same thing. And that's okay. These little spots, they're okay. You're probably thinking, oh my gosh, look at that thing. It's all right. It's okay. It's not going to hurt us. It really won't hurt us at all. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to leave some open spots here. You can see these bright things. Those are good. I like those things. They kind of look like clouds. Kind of. A little bit like clouds. So what I'll do is, while we're going with this brush, I figure we'll put some water in here. A little bit of water, maybe? What do you say? Right here. I figure I'll just go into a little bit of this. Maybe some Prussian blue as well. A tap of phthalo blue and a tap of Prussian blue for our water down here. And I'll just set the brush down and pull in and flick. Just kind of sweep. Same thing from across. Same thing from across like that. I'm pretending I got a little pile of dirt here. I'm pretending like there's a little pile of dirt there at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is just sweep it across. Sweep it there. Just bend those bristles and let it just sweep. Oof. These little wispy ends. Those are good. Those are good. That's where the magic happens. That's what you're looking for. So I'll just sweep this a few times, both sides. And I'm really making sure to always start on the outside and pull in. Start on the outside and pull in. That trick will work a little better for you. A little bit better for you. So what I'll do is I'll grab a clean 2-inch brush. Sneaky, right? Check this out. I've got 2 brushes going. If you're an oil painter, give that a try. 2 brushes. Whew. That'll save you some time. You won't spend so much time cleaning your brushes. And I'm lazy. I'm pretty lazy, so, I don't like to clean my brushes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start making little X's over this right here in the light area. I'm just going to work upwards. You can see just little X's. Just trying to blend everything together. Anything that looks like an obvious brush stroke, that's what I'll do. I'll just go over it and just get rid of it. Anything that looks obvious. Nice. Go lightly across it. Sweet. And down here in the water, we're literally just going to set the brush in and just go all the way across. And I'm really pulling that color. I'll set it up directly above it. Just overlap and pull and push, and then pull towards you. And push. And here in the back, I'm just going to go across it a few times until it really softens up. Nice. So how easy that was. That looks good. That's a good start. That's a really great start. But let's say you want your corners a little darker. That's great. Let's do that. We'll just go into straight Prussian blue. Just Prussian blue now. Just tap that into the corners, and then I'll just do this. Maybe I'll swirl this color in. Something like that. Just Prussian blue. Just darken that corner down. I'll do the same thing to the other side too. Why not? Why not? Little swirls. I like the swirls. I think those look nice. I think those look really nice. Very good. And down here we'll do the same thing. We'll just pull some of that Prussian blue down here in the bottom. It's in the brush. I'm sneaky. I'm just cleaning out my brush. Realistically, I'm just cleaning it out. I'm taking all the blue that's in there, just wiping it out. So I can go back to my clean brush. It's got blue in it, but it's okay. That's how lazy I am. See, I got a dirty brush. I'm just going to go right again where these two colors come together. I'll just very lightly dust these. Very lightly. That's it. I don't want it to disappear. Just kind of mush them together. Leave a lot of those swirls. Those look good. Can you see them? I'll zoom in on them. Can you see them? Yeah, you can see them. Those things look nice. Those things look really nice. And you really don't have to do much work. I like that. I like that a lot. Anytime you can be lazy, that's a good day. It's the day after Thanksgiving. I'm feeling a little lazy. I'm still feeling the coma from the turkey. You know what I mean? Let's clean a brush. Here. So I will just dunk this brush in odorless paint thinner. I'll just dunk it in odorless paint thinner. And I've got a little bucket here with a rack in the bottom. And I'll just beat the brush against that. Okay, that takes all the beating there. You could just do that. Just clean your brush. So there we go, a clean brush. I got another one here. This one's dirty. This is the one we painted with. I'm gonna leave this one dirty, and I'll show you later why. But for now, we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it go the way it is. So what I've got is a fan brush. I've got a fan brush. I figure we'll put a couple little clouds in this thing, right? Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in real good. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, pretty sky. Look at that. A lot of movement. A lot of just bright stuff in here. That's nice. That's good. That's the good stuff. So I'm going to hold this fan brush. This is a number 6 fan brush. I'm going to hold this brush like a pencil down here. Now what I'm going to do. This is a technique I kind of came up with. I got a couple animals in the house here. And I really like petting them. I really like to pat my animals, just pat the cat, pat the dog, and pat the I pat the armadillo. It feels good. So what I like to do is I like to hold this like a pencil and just pretend that I'm patting the cat. Set the brush in and just run all the way down. Just pat from nose to tail. And flip it over and do that to the other side as well. So really I'm just pulling a long runway. Pulling a long runway. That's how I like to load mine. Just pull on both sides. Maybe we'll grab a bit of this red. Just a drop. Just to flavor this. This is going to turn it like a really dusty rose color. Oh, so faint. You can almost barely see the pink. But it's there. It's warm. That's the key. Just so very faintly warm. So I'll just pull my brush through this a couple times. And now we're fully loaded. We're fully loaded. All the bristles have come together nice and neat. But it's not caked. That's the trick. That's the trick. Give that a try. Now from here, all I've got to do is use this like a pencil and just kind of draw this in, really. Just maybe it starts all the way up here and just kind of does one of these numbers. Just going to roll in. Ooh, that's looking good. That one's looking good. Maybe he carries on a little more. And really, I'm just kind of bending the bristles. I'm bending them into the canvas. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. But I am going to do this one at a time. One cloud at a time. Now, they say the tendency is to just get up there and just do a bunch of clouds at once. And if you're a really good painter, you can do that. But I find it's easier to just do them one at a time. So we'll put one up there. We'll grab this 2-inch brush and we'll blend them. I'll show you how to blend the bottoms of these. Super easy. I'm going to use the top corners of these bristles here. The very top corner of my brush. I'm just going to very lightly grab this. Just kind of pull it down and away. Making little curly Q's. And little J's. Just pull it down and away. And that's the slow motion view there. It just kind of wiggles and pulls down to the left and down to the right. So when you do it fast, it just looks like you're kind of rolling the brush. And I'm only smearing away the very back edge of it. The very back edge. I'm going to try to stay away from the tops. The very top corners of them. All that bright white edge there. Just the secret is just stay away from it. Stay away from it. I'll gently lift this. Now since this paint is thick, it'll stay put. It won't disappear. You can move it around like this. Then you can go gently across it. Very gently. Just set them down into the painting. Look at that. Look how soft that is. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little more. Can we get more on that? Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, buddy. Look at that. That's a good one. I'd say he probably needs a friend. All right? Yeah, you guessed it. Little friend time. Maybe. Maybe on the right side too. Maybe there's a little something over there. We'll put a little more of this red in it. Okay. So I'm just pulling that paint through. And go again. Maybe there's just a little something right here. Oh boy. There he is. Yeah, I see him. So I'll just work on him a little bit at a time. I'll go back and reload some more paint into my bristles. And now I can go back and I can start making them a little bit more bold. Oh, you guys could have told me I wasn't on screen there. You could have told me that I wasn't up on screen. I need a camera person. I really do. I need a camera person. Someone that could run this camera for me. That'd be nice. Maybe we'll just let him do that. Just a little guy up top. Just a little shrimp. Little shrimpy little cloud. And we'll just pull the back edge of him away. Something like that. That looks nice. Just very lightly lift him. As light as you can be. As light as you can be. That's the trick. Go gently across. And there he is. 2 little clouds. A couple little friends. Maybe one more. just for the sake of doing it. Maybe just for the sake of doing one more. A little bit more red on this one. Just for the sake of showing something. Maybe in this corner. Yeah, right here. I could see something else just kind of hanging out here. I think there'd be a big old thing floating there. At least it would. To my eye there would be at least. Nice. Maybe he just comes off the back like this. Maybe he does. Let's just blend them out. Let's blend it out and then we'll be done with clouds. This will be the last one here. I'll just very lightly. And you see that clean top edge there. Just stay away from it. Just stay away from it, please. Just grab these. Just kind of make little J's. Little J's. J for Justin's, little J for Justin's. And down on the back here, you can make little Q's. Q's and J's. It's not P's and Q's, it's Q's and J's. That's so stupid. I'm so sorry. So we'll just lift them, go across. That easy. That easy. We got some really bright summery clouds. As bright as summer can be. Let's zoom out and take a look at it. Nice. Very cool. Those are good. Let's put a mountain in this. It's time to make a big decision. I think it's already time to make a big decision. What do you think? This early in the stream, we'll make a big decision. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do mountains. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do mountains. I've got a pretty limited palette here. I'm just going to take Van Dyke Brown. Well, I guess this really isn't a limited palette. I got 3 yellows, 2 blues, 2 browns. I got a little bit of everything here. I don't want to talk about limited. So I am going to be limited with my mountain. I'm just going to grab Van Dyke Brown. I'm just going to grab Van Dyke Brown. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it flat like this. I'll hold the handle. I'll hold the handle. This is important. I'm always going to hold the handle. Very rarely will I do that. I say try to keep your finger off the blade if you can. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snow plow. Set this down and just snow plow right through Van Dyke Brown and pick up a nice even roll. Nice even roll. That's important. Even little roll there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just decide where I want my mountain to be. I think with these, a good starting point is just find the center of the canvas. Find the center and make a tiny dot. Maybe right there. To my eye, that's the center of the canvas. So what I'm going to do for this mountain is I'm going to come up from the hair about 2 inches. So I'll come up about 2 inches, 1, 2, and I'll come over about 1 inch. Nice. So I'll drop this in here. So all I'm going to do, set the knife down, and just kind of pull down in a way like this. Well, that wasn't so hard. That wasn't hard at all. And then on the other side over here, what I'm going to do is just set the knife and just kind of overlap like this. Just draw a little line. You can see it. It's nice and easy. Kind of looks like a little pyramid. That's okay. We can change that. If it winds up looking like a pyramid, it's okay. You can change it. I promise. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. The great thing about it is you're not committed at all. We're totally not committed. But what we are doing is we're laying out a nice top edge. That's all. The only thing we're worried about is the very crisp line. Sharp line on top. So we're just going to maybe say there's another peak on this. I'll just pull out a little bit of that and snowplow a little more brown. Maybe there's another peak right here. We'll just pull down and away. Pull down away. You know what? Let's make this one a little taller. Let's make him a little taller. There he is. He's a little taller. Bigger mountain, stronger mountain. Don't be scared of them. But these mountains will grow on you if you're not careful. If you're not careful, they'll get really tall. It's the tallest mountains as you've ever seen. So I'll just put one more teeny little peak on this. Maybe there's something back here in the back. A little peak. Just kind of hanging out there. So there's the start of my mountain. The only thing I'm worried about right now is this top line. Nice sharp top line. And I got it. Ooh, we've got it. You can see it. Nice sharp line. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to scrape away everything I just put on except for that very top edge. Blow your mind. Just to blow your mind. What we're doing is we're staining the canvas, and we're just going to pull away all of the brown paint. This will be the only time you see me put my finger on the knife. I want a lot of pressure for this part. I want to scrape away everything I can. I'm really giving it the business. I'm trying to scrape away as much of this brown paint as I can. All I want left is just a stain. Just a stain. Just pulling it away. And you can probably hear how hard I'm scraping this. Well, I'm really, really scraping it. Hard as I can. That's the trick. Scrape it, scrape it, scrape it. So I'll go to a clean and dry 2-inch brush. It's a clean, dry 2-inch brush. And I'm going to grab this paint and pull. I'm going to grab it and pull all the way off the canvas. Grab and pull all the way off the canvas. I'll start here on this far edge. I'll set the brush into the paint. Kind of wiggle it up to the edge. Pull down and away. And I'm just going to go all the way off the canvas. Lay out the land there. Lay it out. This is where the land is. The mountain lives there. Over on this side, I'll just grab, pull to the left. And I'll do the same thing up here. Just grab this and pull down. Go all the way. Go all the way. Pull these. That's nice and easy. Look at that. This side, I'll just, I'll just grab it like this. Nice. Pull these this way. And over here, same thing. All the way off. I'll just make little X's at the bottom. I want this to just blend away into nothing down here at the bottom. Let's take a look at it. Zoom out a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. All of this, I want it to look like it's just sitting on mist. So I'll just blend this into nothing. Alright. So right away I've got a mountain sitting on the mist up there. You can see it. It's just floating up there. Can't really tell where it begins and where it ends. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. And if you look close, I've kind of laid out all the strokes. I've laid out the mountain with my brush strokes. So all I've got to do, there's no guesswork here. You can see where the mountain's flowing. All I've got to do is go back and just put highlight on top of it. That easy. That easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to mix up a little bit of Van Dyke Brown and Dark Sienna. Equal parts. 50-50 blend. Van Dyke Brown and Dark Sienna. And I'll just mix those two together right here. Maybe a bit more Dark Sienna. Okay, so I've got a marbly color going here. Nice and marbly brown color. I'm just going to pull it flat. Pull it really, really flat. And I'm going to cut across it. Just cut across it, nice and easy, just like a snowplow. Okay, let's put a little white in this. So what we're looking for, a little bit brighter color than the last layer we just put on. That's all we're looking for. Maybe we'll put a touch of red in that too. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Cut across it and pick up a little roll of that paint and just drop it right on the mountain like this. Nice. Just drop a little bit of that on there, a little bit of that color. This is just an undercoating. We're going to put a bright white highlight on top of this. We'll just think of this as kind of like the summer rocks. These are like the rocks under everything, you know. Kind of chilling under everything. Bit of those here. Maybe a bit of them back here. There we go. So those look good. And while we're doing that, let's just go ahead and make a shadow color. I'm going to take all this same stuff that I just used, but I'm going to add a little bit of both blues to it. Prussian blue and phthalo blue. So same old colors, just mix blue right into it. And we're looking for a nice, deep, dark blue color, shadowy mountain color. And see, it's kind of marbled. That's good. That looks good. We like that. And I'll just cut across this. Pick up a little teeny roll of that. And I'll just drop this in right here. Right underneath it. So all I'm doing is just dropping in my little shadow color. Pick up a teeny roll. Set it down. Connect those. Nice. Nice. Anywhere you see it. That's easy. Well, already it looks like that little ledge is standing up. Just by dropping that shadow color in there. Maybe there's, just for the sake of changing it, I'll add a drop of white to it. It's still pretty dark, but I've just kind of marbled a bit of white into it just to change it. So it's not all the same. I'll put a little up there. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That looks nice. So I'm just going to go back to just pure white now and just pull this out really flat. Pull it out as flat as I can get it. It's like a long runway. That's the trick. A really long runway. And just cut across it, just like a little snowplow. Set the knife down, cut right across like this. See how easy that is? This picks up a perfect little roll. Just picks up a perfect little roll of paint. Just cut right across it. It should look like a cooked roll of spaghetti. You can see how even it is. That's important. They say that's important, so I'll just drop this on here. This is pure white now. I'll just drop this right on top of the brown that I just put on underneath it. Nice. That looks good. That looks good. I'll go again. I'll just pick up a little bit more of this white paint. Drop some back here. Bit right here. Oh, nice. Just let the canvas grab what it wants. Let the canvas grab it. That's all I'm doing. Really light touch. That's the key, is a really, really light touch and a really even roll of paint. Maybe a bit right here on the top. Kind of comes around and over. Yeah, those look good. Those are looking good, so I'll just keep going. Maybe a little bit back on this here. Maybe there's some that carries down over like that. Maybe it does. Maybe it does something like that. Why not? I like it and I think it looks nice. So what I am going to do, is I'm going to take a little bit of this white color, a little bit of this phthalo blue. I'm going to get a nice pretty blue going, pretty bright blue. I'm going to use the little side of my knife. Pick up a little bitty roll of that, and you can see it's much brighter. And just here and there, I'm just going to go back Drop a little bit of that blue on top of that. Just a little bit. You can see it. I said a little bit, but that's a lot. That's, you know, it's fine. That's how it goes. It works. I'll add a little bit of brown to that, just so it's not so bright. Just a little bit of brown to that. Maybe I'll use even less of this stuff. Yeah, I like that. Yep. That looks nice. That looks really nice. So we'll just drop a little on this back edge. There it is. There's our quick little mountain. Quick little shadows. I'm just going to clean up this edge real quick. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Would you look at that? So there it is. Let's blend this real quick. Let's blend this. I'm going to take my 2-inch brush. I'm going to take my 2-inch brush and I'm just going to tap all along the bottom of this here. You can see where the mountain's running down that hill. I'm just going to tap. I'm just going to tap like this and walk up the hill. I'm just going to tap and walk up the hill like this. You can see I had a little bit of blue in my brush, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep going with it because it's going to look fine. See, I'm just lightly tapping. I'm just trying to diffuse the paint. That's the trick there. Just very lightly diffuse the paint. Just follow those angles. That's what they mean, these angles. Follow those. Maybe this one will go up a little higher. Blend it back. And on the other side over here, on the shadow side, just kind of walk up. Just kind of walk up the mountain like this into the shadow and pull some of it back down. Something like that. After you're done tapping, you get to sweep it. You get to sweep it. So only where you've tapped, though, you can see. Maybe we can zoom in on these real close. You can see these little tap marks. You can see how they're there. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to very lightly sweep these. As light as I can. Just following the angles of the mountain. I'll just run this brush up. And just try to smooth out all those tap marks. But only where I've tapped. Only where I've tapped. Do the same thing on this side. Okay. That looks good. So we can go back. We can go back and play a little bit. You can see how it's kind of misty back here now. It looks like it's almost misty. What you can do is you can go back to this white color. You can go back to this white color. Play a little bit here. Just take this pure white and maybe there's a bit more of it that kind of runs a little sharper through here. Maybe he does that. That one looks good. Put a little shadow under him. So now it pulls that mountain out. Pulls it out in front of the other one. Just tap that real quick. A few little taps and sweep. There we go. It's looking good. I like this one a lot so far. I think what I am going to do is just maybe add one more little peak to this. Maybe we'll just kind of connect these two. Maybe this kind of drops here. Maybe it does one of these. Little loop-de-loop. Maybe it does a little loop-de-loop like that. Why not? Who's to say it can't, you know? Who's to say it can't? No, it does a little bit more of that. Maybe it does a little bit more of that. We can take some of this dark stuff here. All this blue. All these. Mix all this together. This will be our shadow color. We add a drop of white to that. This will be our shadow color. It's all my dark stuffs. It's all the dark stuffs I've mixed together so far. Maybe we'll just drop that little shadow color. Add a bit of white to it, a bit of phthalo blue, kind of bring it back to life. Drop a little bit of this on here. Do something like that. Just tap the bottom. That looks good. Did you hear my voice crack? That looks good. I like that. So what I am going to do, though, I like this mountain so far. It's looking good. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of blue, a little bit of white, something bright. Just add a little pinch right here. There it is. So I'm done with my mountain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. Let's take a look at the mountain. Zoom out and look at him. Oh, he looks nice. He looks really nice. Maybe if you're brave enough, back here you can take a 1-inch brush. Just kind of very lightly blend those together. Maybe if you're brave enough, give that a try. Maybe if you're brave enough, give that a try. So, I'm a little lost here. I'm just kidding. I'm not lost. Where are we going next? What we're going to do, we're just going to maybe put a little distant little thing in here. Maybe some foothill type stuff. But remember this brush? I purposely didn't clean it. I left this blue in here because I wanted to use it. I'm going to show you how real quick. Just real fast. I'm just going to housekeep all of my blue stuff that I've used so far. Put it all together. A nice pile. Pick up all the brown. We'll put those to the side. So I've got a nice little blue pile going there. That looks good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of white to it. And maybe about a tic-tac of phthalo blue. And a tic-tac of sap green. So I've just made it a little bit more green, let's say. Just a bit more green. I'll take that same brush, that 2-inch brush, just tap right into all that pile. It should be the same color almost, but maybe just a bit more green. I'm just going to tap right into it like this. Just actually tap into it and push. Tap and push. Alright, and then I'm just going to cut this line right here. I'm going to cut this off. Let's just say maybe it's going to carry on like this. Maybe it does that. All the way off. Maybe it goes all the way down and away. Sure, why not? Maybe it does. Maybe it runs down this way. Maybe it does that. Maybe a little bit of that too. Comes over. Does something like that. Maybe it does. Maybe it does something like that. We're just kind of laying out a little foothilly land stuff. That looks nice so far. But what we can do is we can blend this. I'll grab a 1-inch brush, a clean 1-inch brush, and I'm really going to tap the bottom of this as hard as I can, right into the canvas. Okay, it's looking good. So now, I'm going to go back to my brush that had all the color on it. Very lightly, I'm just going to tap through this. And I'm going to go back, flip the brush over. I'm just going to very lightly lift these. These are probably 1/8 of an inch strokes. These are teeny beeny little strokes. Let's start it on the outside here. Just grab and pull. Pull straight up. Teeny little strokes. If you do too much of these, you go too high, well, your trees will look like they're about 1,000 feet tall. It's not quite what we're looking for. Not quite what we're looking for. We're looking for really distant trees. Really distant. Really foggy. It just looks like there's something sitting up there. That's it. Not too much detail, just a little bit. Maybe what you could do is you could take a little bit more green maybe some Van Dyke brown, maybe some Prussian blue, a little bit more blues. Why not? You can take all those colors, darken it a hair, and go again. Maybe, just maybe, there's something that's kind of right here. Another little row. Like that. We tie them together. See how easy that was? See how easy it was? No problem. No problem at all. Jump back to the 1-inch brush and blend the bottom. Only the bottom. Just tap the bottom as firm as you can. Tap the bottom. You can go back and you can very lightly lift it again. Let's take the 1-inch brush. I'll just lift with that. That works good. 1-inch brush works good for me. Just go ahead and do that. I'm just going to overlap these little strokes. That's it. Overlapping, lifting strokes. So there's my little foothills. Those are my foothills. Let's look at them. Let's zoom in and look at them. Up close and personal. There they are. You can see a few little rows of them. They look nice. I like them. I like them a lot. So let's keep going. What we're going to do is we're going to jump to a fan brush. We're going to jump to a fan brush, I think. I think we'll jump back to the fan brush. I said that. We'll jump back to the fan brush. Yeah, we're going to jump back to the fan brush. But what I'm going to do, I think, is a bit more housekeeping. I'm going to do a little bit more housekeeping. So I've got this nice green pile. Had that little bit of brown. Let's mix all that together. Just put all that brown, all this green together. We're going to use it. We're going to use it all. And to that pile, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these in probably about M&M size quantities. M&M size quantities. Phthalo blue. Crimson. Sap green. Add those 3 colors. And you know what? A Tic Tac size of Prussian blue. Just because. And let's get going here. Let's get going on this. This brush is still dirty from the clouds. It still had the paint from the clouds in it. It's okay. It's no problem. I got yellow paint on my fingers here. I'm just going to clean that off. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to set my palette down. Probably gonna get a drink too. I've been talking for a while. So I'm here in Oklahoma. It feels good. It's weird. I grew up in Oklahoma and I moved to Pennsylvania when I was tired of Oklahoma. And now I'm back. And it feels good. It feels good to be here. I'm excited. I'm excited to teach. I'm excited to do all these things. I'm excited to paint. So, cool. Let's do this. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a nice little ridge in here of some really distant trees. Maybe some really distant, far away stuff. I'll jump back to the fan brush. Let's get quick. Let's get quick about this. I'll mix all this stuff together on my fan brush. Mix all this together in one nice little pile. Let's see what we get here. Nice. We get a color that's very dark. But it's not black. It's very dark. It's almost kind of like a dark green. It's just a very dark color. That's the trick. Really dark color. And I've just done that by mixing everything together. Pull my brush through the paint. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to decide where I want this ridge to be. So I know, let's just say, we're going to have a couple big trees. Let's just say for the sake of it. Let's just say for the sake of saying. We're going to have a couple big trees in this. So let's just go ahead and put them in. Maybe there's one that's going to run across this. Just lay in the trunk. Maybe another one. Okay. There's two. Let's make him taller. Why not? There's two. I think there's probably one back here. And if I'm seeing correctly, there's probably a ridge that's going to run across here. So I'll take these bristles and I'm going to go straight in. Just bend them upwards. Just bend them straight up. Just make all kinds of little things. Make all kinds of little shapes. That's the trick. All kinds of little shapes. Just by bending the bristles upwards like this. Set the bristles in and really bend them. See that? And as I'm working over here, I'm getting a little wider. Did you notice? Did you notice that? I started real skinny and I started getting wider. That's important. Giving it perspective. I want it to look like it's running that way. So I want him a little taller on this side to cover up the mountain. Maybe a little skinnier over here. And just for fun, I'm thinking there's probably going to be some ones that are going to be standing up a little taller through this stuff, like this. I'm thinking, yeah. It's a big dark spot there. Thinking I'm going to make these a little taller. That's a great thing about these is you can make them grow. You can make them grow if you wanted. And over here I'll just kind of lift. Kind of lift over there on the ends. Just give them those really faint, really faint treetops. Just like the ones in the back. Just like the ones in the back. Maybe there's some trees that are taller that stick up like through this stuff. Couple little guys. Couple little things that might show, maybe just kind of like maybe a little thing. One over here. Okay. Just something. Anything. And don't go crazy with detail on these little guys over here. You don't have to go too crazy with all your details. Just a real basic shape. Because these are too far away. You wouldn't really see much of their details. So that's the trick. That's the trick. Keep them suggested. Not too much. Not too much on them. That looks good when they're just kind of little suggestions. I like that a lot. I think maybe there'd probably be one more over here. Why not? We don't mind. At least I don't. I like them. I probably should be using the little fan brush for this, but you know. These work too. The big fan brushes work just as well. You can do some real delicate stuff with the big ones. Those look fine. So those little guys are just hanging out there. Maybe there's a few that are just irregular. Just so they're not all the same. Just kind of 4 little guys sticking out there. They look cool. Maybe he's a little closer. Let's pull him. Let's pull him up a little taller. Pull him up a little taller than his friends there. So let's work on these ones on the left here. The ones on the left here, we'll just go ahead and fill those up. I'm just going to brush mix a little bit more color. Brush mix a little bit more color. I'll just grab Van Dyke Brown. I'll grab some dark sienna, some crimson, some more sap green. I'll grab a little bit of both blues. So it's a bit of everything. All the same flavors, just more. So all the same flavors, just more. I'll go again here, just pull this through. And really fill up your bristles. I've got so much paint loaded into my bristles here. That's the trick. I'm using a ton of paint. There's your secret. Using a ton of paint. So let's do this. I'll just, maybe right here we'll throw this tree in. Just hold this like a pencil and use it just like a little stamp. Just A couple little ones at the top. Just work your way down the tree like this. And as you get down to the bottom, you start pressing harder and harder. Okay, look at that. That's a good looking tree. Let's do it again. I'll zoom out on this one and show you up close. I'll zoom in and show you these ones up close, just how easy they are. Maybe he's a little taller, a little bit taller than his friend there, the mountain. So one little tap, a couple little ones, a few more. And as I'm working down, I'm starting to press harder and harder and harder. And I'm taking care to leave these little things. I'm trying to leave those behind. Those are good. Those are the branches. Surprise. Those are the branches. The little hangy down things. They look nice. I'll go again. I'm just going to hold it like a pencil. Almost like I'm throwing a javelin up here. One angle. I'll just make a little stamp. If you notice, I don't let the brush tilt. I don't let it tilt too much. A little bit. I'm not letting it kind of dive. Boom. If you're diving, your branches are going to fall. They're going to get real droopy. That's okay. Droopy trees are nice, but that's not what I'm looking for in this one. I'm looking for something that's nice and summery, full trees. That's what I'm looking for. Those look good. So that quick, we've got a nice little range of mountains, some foothills, some trees. Let's grab this color and pull it straight down with a 2-inch brush. We'll just make some really distant reflections back here. Like this. Grab, pull. So this is where you get to decide where water and land come together. I'll just grab and pull straight down. That's it. Grab it and pull straight down. With a clean brush, I'm going to just very gently go across this. As gently as I can be. Pull towards me a few times. Go across it very lightly. And it looks like reflections. Oh, look at that. Would you just look at those reflections under there? Would you look at them? Now you say this. You say, let's get fancy, right? You say, well, I want to be fancy, Justin. How do I get fancy? Well, take your brush, and as above, so below. Put them in there. Put them in there, little partner. Put those trees in. A little bigger guy over here. They don't have to be exact. That's the great thing about these reflections, is they don't have to be 100% exact. As long as they're just close enough, that's all that matters. I know there's going to be some other stuff in front of this, so I'm not too worried about those, but these distant ones, I want those to show. So I'm just going to take my 2-inch brush, very lightly pull them down. Just to diffuse them. Just to disturb them a little bit. Then I'll go across them very lightly. Very light, very, very lightly. Both left and right. And there they are. So now they're reflected in the water. And when we zoom out, you can kind of see them. Nice. I think for the sake of just doing it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this same dirty brush, this old fan brush, and I'm just going to go right into a drop of paint liquid white. Paint liquid white. I'm just going to go into a drop of liquid white. Literal one drop. You can see it on my brush here. I'll go right into this yellow, this cad yellow. Since I had all that blue in my brush, it's immediately going to turn a nice green. Nice, pretty shade of green. And I only put the liquid white in there just to very, very, very lightly thin the paint. just to thin it a little bit. Maybe I'll put some ochre in here. Maybe Indian yellow. A bit of all three. A bit of all three. So I got a lot going on in my brush now. And back here, I'm just going to set this on here. Just kind of give it an upwards push. Just make a little ridge. Right there. It's just a light, subtle green. It's way in the distance. You don't want too much detail. At least not yet. At least not yet, you don't. Clean out my brush. I got a lot of dark color in there still. So I'm just going to wipe that out really quick. And I'll go right back with the same brush to this yellow stuff. Maybe a bit brighter this time. So no more dark stuff, just the pure yellows. Pure yellows, both of them, all three again. Maybe a drop of that liquid white for fun. Mix those into the brush. We'll go again. Maybe there's another little row. This one's just going to cut across the front right here as well. So he's a little brighter. A little bit brighter. You can kind of see that. We can work on that if we wanted. You could brighten them up a little bit. That wouldn't hurt. Maybe add a little bit of liquid white to your brush. And go right on top of it like this. Just bend your bristles upwards. Yeah, it looks nice. Start putting in a few little details, a few things. Suggest some color under there. Those look nice. Those do look good. We're not worried about them. But what we can do, though, is we could put a couple highlights on these trees here. Maybe let's say we'll just cut in a little trunk like this with the knife. Cut in a trunk. Maybe a stick or two like this. Cut in a stick or two. Maybe there's one kind of poking out from behind there. That looks nice. I'll go back and maybe I'll add some Prussian blue to my brush here. Prussian blue. And I'll go right into this yellow and this green. Kind of looking for like a blue spruce color. Blue spruce. Nice and dark. Nice and dark. There we go. That's a good dark color. So I'll just lay this right on top of these trees. Just a little bit on the right sides of those trees. Yeah. Those look nice. One more, you say? Okay. One more it is. A little bit of this color. And just drop them on the top like this. If you find that you're having trouble getting your paint to stick, add the least little touch of liquid white or paint thinner. And I mean a drop. Ooh, when I mean a drop, I mean a drop. I couldn't mean that anymore. So what I'm going to do, I've got this neat little bottle here. It's just a teeny little lotion bottle, but I fill it with liquid white. I filled this thing with liquid white. So what I can do is I can give myself a nice little drop of this right here on my palette. 1, 2. That's perfect. And what I can do is I can go to this dark sienna and then go right into this. I can make a nice little soil color. That's just dark sienna and liquid white. And just cut across it like this. And go right up here. And just start sawing in my water line. There it is. There's the water line. Make sure it's kind of straight. That's the ticket, is to make sure it's straight. If it's not straight, then, you know, it kind of looks like your water will be running to one side of the canvas. Looks like it's almost flowing downhill. I'll just cut that across here. That's it. That's all there is to it. Quick little water line. Quick little shore. It's nice. Let's work on the underside of this thing. Right here. Let's put in one more layer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2-inch brush, my dirty 2-inch brush, and I'm just going to fill it up with all my dark colors. But I'm going to mix a little pile. How about that? I'm ahead of myself. Let's mix a pile. Let's just housekeep a bit. So we'll just pick up this pile here. That looks good there. See, it's a nice little pile. So to that pile, I'm just going to add another M&M of blue, another M of Prussian blue, maybe 2 M&Ms of brown, dark sienna, bunch of crimson, bunch of sap green. Mix all this together. Mix it all together. And to that, I'm also actually going to add some white too. I don't want it to be too dark. Just mix it all together. That's nice. That's nice. So now I got a nice big pile to work with. Nice big pile to work with. I'm going to take my 2-inch brush that I was using earlier with all this blue in it, and I'm just going to pull this through this pile a few times. Just tap into it. Pull through and tap in. You can see all this texture here. I'm pulling it in one direction. When you see all that texture there, it means you're good to go. Flip the brush over and fire in your bushes. Super easy. Super easy, right? No worries. Just watch how easy this is. Maybe there's one bush. Reload the brush here. Maybe there's another little guy there. Just to kind of keep them little basic, little rounded shapes. Little basic shapes. Little basic shapes. That's really all you need. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. While we're here, I'm just going to take my 2-inch brush. I'll just decide where land and water come together and just pull straight down like this. Pull straight down and go across it. There we go. That's looking nice. So while we're doing this, while we've got this big dark mass going, let's go ahead and put some sticks in this. Maybe we'll just scratch in a couple sticks with the knife like this. I'll just scratch right through the paint. Right through the paint like that. Just lay in some basic little bush sticks and things. You know, maybe some of them are tiny, delicate. Some of them are bold. Try that. Give that a try. Just basic sticks. This is just something that's going to hold up all the foliage. That's all it is. And so I'm going to take my 1-inch brush. I'm going to take my 1-inch brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right through cad yellow. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to dunk into liquid white. I've dunked right into my liquid white here, and all I did was just put a little bit of liquid white into my bristles. Maybe say, there's a reserve pile. I've got a nice little reserve pile now, so I'll just go right to this cad yellow and just pull through it a few times. Just pull through it a few times. Flip my brush over. Just make a nice little bush shape like this. There he is. There's the first little one. He looks nice. He's bright. Very bright. Go again. Maybe this one will just be pure ochre. Maybe this one will be pure ochre. Nothing but ochre. Just pull it through a few times. Go back to your liquid white. Tap that in. Go back to it. And this just loosens it up. This just loosens up the paint. Flip it over. Just do one more. Maybe there's another little bush right here. There's a bush. I like him. He's a good looking bush. Maybe one more, or maybe one more. I'm thinking one more. Maybe I'll add a bit more of this dark stuff. I'll go right into the Indian yellow now. Right in the Indian yellow. And I'm just filling up all my bristles, and I'll go back to my liquid white. There it is. Need a bit more liquid white. So you're looking for the correct consistency of your highlights. It's probably a really boring live stream, but the consistency is almost like ketchup or mayonnaise. You're looking for a highlight consistency about that. So I'll just drop this last little bush in here. Check this out. Maybe he's just gonna do one of these. He'll come out in front of that other one a little bit. Something like that. Yeah, those look nice. Those look really nice. So what we can do is we can put some land under these, a bit of land, and then, you know, something for them to stand on. Because now they're just kind of hanging out on nothing. Let's just put some Van Dyke Brown underneath them first. Just pure Van Dyke Brown. I'll just grab a roll of that, and I'll just pull Van Dyke Brown like that. Just pull a little roll of that under there. Pull a little layer of that under there. That looks good. So next, I can just take dark sienna and white. Mix those two together. Just dark sienna, Van Dyke Brown, and white. Mix all three of those. Just until they're marbly. See that? There they are. Nice and marbly. And I'll go right back over this. With my new dirt color. It's nice and red. Red dirt. Just like Oklahoma. Just like the Oklahoma red dirt. So, let's put a water line under this one. So using this same stuff that I've got going here, just pick up a little bit of this here. I'll just cut the bottom of this off. Cut the bottom of that off there. Nothing to it. So that's it. There's that. That's how you do the water line. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go back to my fan brush. I'm going to go to my fan brush that's got all this dark stuff in it. I'm just going to pick up a bit of this. Just kind of swirl them all. Maybe all three colors. Just get them all swirly on my brush. So I got a lot of things happening in my bristles. There's a lot of different colors going on. You can see them all. I'm just going to go right here. Over the edge of this dirt. Very lightly. Press upwards. Very light. Just to break up this edge. Just to break it up and show that there maybe is some little bit of grass just kind of hanging out over the dirt. Something like that. Very easy. You could even come back now. Put a few more sticks in. Maybe there's some like this into the dirt. Those look good. Those look nice. You could spend a lot of time on that if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I've already spent enough time on it. I'm going to keep moving. Gotta keep going. Gotta get home. Gotta get done. I'm already home. I'm just kidding. But I do need to get done. I do need to get done. So there's going to be a big tree in this. There's going to be two really big trees. So I'm going to go to the fan brush. Clean it out. So I've got a good clean fan brush now. Good clean fan brush. And we're going to work on this whole right side of this canvas. Whole right side of this canvas. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's finish this painting. So with all of this dark stuff, I'm going to add a little bit more Van Dyke Brown to it. Same old colors, but just plus more Van Dyke Brown, plus more green, plus a little bit of crimson. Got all these colors going. This is the darkest color I've used so far. My brush is completely full of paint. And I'm just going to put a little tree in here. Just a little tree. Probably just a little guy, I think. That's not a little tree. I'm just kidding. That's a big tree. So we're going to do this. We're going to put the biggest tree we can put in here. So with a really full brush, hold it like a pencil. Hold it like a pencil. Let's zoom in on this one. This is a big guy. This one's a big one. I want you to see it. I want you to see all this one. Using this really full brush. This brush is full of paint. I'm just going to tap a few times up top. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Just maybe continue working down. Maybe something like that. Reload a bit more paint here. We can go fast too. If we really wanted to, we could go nice and fast. Maybe there's something like that. I'm just kind of going for a basic outline right now. A basic shape of tree. Real basic shape of tree. It doesn't have to be super detailed at this point. The only thing that really matters, and if you look at him, he's really skinny. That's okay. I did that on purpose. He's dark right here in the center. The heart of the tree is dark. So now I can go back if I wanted to. I can go back and I can kind of add my little hangy down things. Go back and add all my little details now. But I've only tried to make the center of the tree really dark. Dark as I can get the center of the tree, the better. Darker the better. And down here on the end, it just doesn't matter. All this stuff's going to be land underneath, so we're not going to worry about that too much underneath what's happening. But that's my big tree. That's a big one, all right. That is a really big tree. I like it. What we're going to do, I think, is we're going to go back to the 2-inch brush. Well, I dropped it. I dropped it. That's okay. We're going to go back to the 2-inch brush with all this leftover paint that I got going here. I'm just going to pull it right through. Pull it right through. Maybe we'll just make some pretty basic tree shapes right here. We'll just kind of push something in, working from the bottom up here. There's some. I'm just going to go up. Lose that. That's okay. We know that mountain's back there. That's good. We know the mountain's back there. That's all that matters. We know he's deep back there. It's all that matters. Don't worry about it. It's okay. If you wanted to, what you could do is you could take your 2-inch brush and just tap a couple these little branches into this dark stuff. Just a few ridges of something. Just to show some kind of little, just foliages. We'll call them foliage. You know, because they're just kind of hanging out there. Pull him back in front. Just kind of pull the evergreen back in front like that. Just by grabbing grab those branches and just kind of walk them out in front of them again. You can see that. Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice. So let's put a quick little tree trunk in here. I'll show you real fast how to do that. Maybe just a bit of this dark sienna and Van Dyke Brown together on your brush. Mix them both like this, just both of them together. And then on one side, just kind of cut through this. Cut through that liquid white. And then go back to it. Just rub it on one side of your brush. So you've got a dark color on one side and a medium color on the other. Dark on one, medium light on the other. And just lightly, put the light side to the right here, and maybe just pull in a little branch like this. There's one. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of them. Maybe another one right here. Maybe he's a little brighter. Maybe he is a little brighter. Maybe. There. That's better. Put some dark stuff on the back of them. So those will just be really distant kind of tree trunks behind there. They're just hidden in the background stuff there. Way, way, way in the background. That's all they are. So I'm going to do this background tree first. I'm going to do this background tree first. Just by taking some green color. I'm just going to take some green color. Just go into this dark stuff. And go right back into this. Maybe I'll even add some sap green to it. And while I'm at it, for fun, a bit of phthalo blue. And this will cool this color down. It'll look like it's a shadow color with that phthalo blue. I think that's neat. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to tap it into my bristles. I'm just going to tap it into my bristles. And then I'm just going to very lightly drop in some highlights. Just a little bit of green here on the background. Not much. Ooh, not much. Maybe change the flavor a bit. Go into this ochre. Pick up some of that yellow. Indian yellow, that ochre. Change it a bit. Maybe there's a bit right here. That's some brighter stuff. And there they are. They're just hanging on there in the back. Those are my background trees. Not a lot of detail on these ones back here. Just a little bit. I want the star to be this big guy in the front. I want the star to be the big tree. So, excuse me. It's drink time. I can feel it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this big tree. We're going to put highlights on him. I'm going to show you how to make a tree trunk. I'll show you how to make a tree trunk real quick. But before I do that, I'm going to drink some of this delicious soda. And if you've seen my streams before, they say don't give me soda. Don't give me soda because I just start burping. So if you like that kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more painting and there's plenty more burps where all this came from. So real quick, what I'm going to do is just mix up a quick color for this tree trunk. And I'm going to use, honestly what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a little bit of this Van Dyke Brown, a bunch of this dark sienna, and some of this white. And I'll just marble these all together. Marble them all together and cut across it. And here and there, anywhere that you think the tree trunk would show, you just set this on here, very lightly, pull to the left. Now I don't like to cover up the whole tree all the way down. I don't think the whole thing would show. I think some of it would be covered up here and there. So don't let the whole tree trunk show. Just a little bit here and there. Just a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, add some blue to this color. Maybe just add some blue to this color. And drop in a little shadow on the backside. Maybe, if you're crazy. I've got a lot. I still have a lot of white stuff in mine. Still got a lot of light color in mine, I should say. So I'm just going to put some shadow in it. Like this. Quick little shadow. Just to show that. Whew, that looks nice. That looks nice. And up here, just drive right through it. put a little sharp tip on that top up there. You can see. I'll show you. I'll do it one more time. Set the knife in and just drive right through. Very nice. And if you're here and you're feeling it, grab some of this color with your knife. Just pull out some little branches. Pull out your little branchies. Cut in some sticks. Mostly just little Y shapes. Nice. You can see those things just help. They help give the tree dimension, and you know, something has to hold up all this foliage, I say. Something has to hold up the foliage, and usually it's sticks. It's usually the sticks that hold up all the foliage. Go figure. So just pull a couple of those out like that, little things. The more time you spend on this, honestly, the better they look. You can really take your time and put in a ton of details. And a lot of people will think you worked really hard to do it. They'll think you just spent so much time to do it. I guess I could zoom in and show you exactly what I mean. Kind of like this. Just grab that paint, pull it down and away, and wiggle it. Just make a little branch shape. Pull them out. That's the good stuff. This stuff right here is the good stuff. That's enough good stuff. Too much good stuff is a bad thing, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to put a teeny bit of highlight on this. I want to keep this kind of dark. It's a dark tree. I'll keep it kind of dark. So using this same brush, I'll go right into the yellow with some Prussian blue. Phthalo blue, Prussian blue, and sap green. It's a really dark green, this one. Really dark green. It's a nice color. I'll just put this green on here. Just working my way down the tree. Zoom out just a bit so you can see it. Zoom out just a bit so you can see me working my way down this big tree here like this. I'll start on the right side. Just one little tap up at the top. Couple little taps, a few taps here and there. Now I'm favoring the right side of the tree. I'm favoring the right side because to my eye, that's where the sun's shining from, the right side. So we're only going to put a little bit of highlight on the right side of these trees like this. Just a little bit, not too much. I want to keep them dark. Keep them nice and dark. So just here and there, put your highlights. Anywhere you see. Anywhere you see them. See how dark they are? That looks good. I really dig that. So what I'll do, just because I'm crazy, I'm going to take just pure Prussian blue. Bunch of Prussian blue. I'll mix this in here. And this will be my new shadow color. Prussian blue, phthalo blue, just a lot of blues. All the blues. Make an even darker color now. Even darker, even bluer color if you wanted. And just put that on the left side of the tree now. Just a bit. Here and there. So if you put that all that brighter stuff on the right side, put a little bit of this darker, bluer stuff on the left. This will be your shadow color. This will be all your shadow. Just like the mountains, you think about it, you know, you put a highlight and a shadow on a mountain. Why wouldn't you put a highlight and a shadow on a tree? Ooh, look at that. It's subtle, but it works really well. Works really well. I like that. I dig it. Let's finish this out. Let's finish this out. I'm just going to take my 2-inch brush and all my leftover dark stuff here. 2-inch brush, all my leftover dark stuff here. I'm going to make some really basic tree shapes. Just some real basic tree shapes now. Just tap all this in. Just tap all of this in. There they are. There's some real basic tree shapes all along the bottom. Maybe here's a bit darker one there. Got a nice little dark spot going. That's important. Just making sure everything's nice and dark. Good and dark. So while we're doing this, you can see it already. It's a nice little land there. Let's just put a few sticks in here. We did it before. It worked so well. Let's just do it again. Maybe some little thin ones like this. Maybe a thicker one. Here's some. Those will all be sticks. Those will all be bushes, I think. I think those will all be bushes. They look like they'd be bushes. I'll just dunk into some liquid white. I'll dunk into my liquid white. Give myself a nice little reserve pile. So I've dunked into the liquid white, and I'll just jump right to, you know what I'm going to do first? I'm just going to go right into this yellow ochre and all this dark stuff. All the yellow ochre and that dark stuff. Mix all those, maybe pick up a bit of that. That's my new and improved color. Flip the brush over. Let's fire this little bush in. I mean, he starts right here. He starts a little bit right there. And then he does one of these numbers right here. Yeah. Yeah. So that'll push that little tree back. That'll push that little tree back quick. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. That'll push that tree back. And maybe there's some more of this stuff right here. Just a quick little bush in the front there. I think, and clean this brush real quick. I got a lot of paint in it. I want a fresh color. Bright, fresh color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up my palette a little bit. Maybe all this stuff, I'll just kind of move it. I'll just move it. Actually, I'm done with this color. That's okay. I'll just wipe it off. I'll go back to my 1-inch brush. 1-inch brush. I'm at the 1-inch brush here, and I'm going to just go right into this yellow. Pull right through that yellow. And sap green. Yellow and sap green. And then I've got this reserve pile of liquid white here. I'll just use that. Okay, so I got my color here. I'm ready. Just fire this guy in right here. Another one, I keep saying that, just fire it in, just fire it in. Sound like old Bill Alexander videos. How about this? How about really delicately? I'm just going to make a nice little bush shape. Just using this 1-inch brush. I'm just going to make a nice little bush shape like this. There it is. Quick little bush shape. Quick little bush shape. Maybe I'll change this color again. I'll go into Indian yellow. Just tap that in. Tap that into my bristles. Maybe there's going to be some right here. Down on the end. Yep, those look nice. I think there'd probably be some land under this. Just real quick, maybe a bit of land. I realize this hasn't been a fast stream, so I'm sorry. This has been my first one back in a while. It's been a long time. I'm just going to throw some land under this. That's it. Just using pure Van Dyke Brown. I'll just throw in some land. Just like that. I've got this tree trunk color going still, remember? I can take some of all of this stuff, even the blue too now. I can take all of this stuff going. Cut across it. Very lightly. Drop that in. Drop that in. All right, look at that. So we got some highlight going. That looks nice. Maybe we'll add a bit of white to it. Go one more time, maybe something else is just going to grab on top. Looks like more blue. Nice. That's a cool color. It's teal. It's bright. Maybe it's in the shadows there. We'll say all that's shadowy. All that's kind of shadowy blue. What I'm going to do, maybe put one more little bush here. I'll just take a bit of this Prussian blue and I'll go into this stuff here, make a shadow blue. Make a shadowy blue-green. I think I'll put one more bush right here. Just cut this thing off. Yeah. Yeah, he's looking good. He's looking real good. Maybe a bit on him. That's something brighter in the fronts. The front of him's a little bit brighter. We can jump back to the fan brush. Just to finish this out. Back to the fan brush, a little bit of liquid white on the bristles, into the yellows, all three yellows, Indian yellow, cad yellow, yellow ochre. Get all of them going on the brush. We got a bunch of things happening. And just here and there, maybe kind of lift and push. Some there. Maybe just a bit on here. Oh, see that? Happy little accident. I just scraped it. Well, I'll show you how to fix that. I mean, that was cool. Maybe we'll fix this real quick. Let's just say back here, these bushes go higher. They do now. They do now. I'll show you how to fix it real quick. Just pick up some liquid white. And that happens. You know what? Accidents happen. They do. Here's living proof. I'm living proof that accidents happen. I just scraped my canvas. I was just about done with this painting. And now I'm not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape this little bush right here. Scrape them away. Scrape them away. That's okay. It's no problem. It's probably good that I had some sort of little happy accident go on me. That's just how it is. I'll go back to all this stuff here, maybe all my dark stuff. I just need a bit of dark stuff. Maybe I'll add a bit of white to this. This isn't too dark of a color back there, but so I've got a dark brush going, some dark color. I just need a little bit of a bush shape back there. Just put that bush shape back in. Maybe a bit darker. Crimson. Sap green. There we go. Just a real basic shape again. So there he is. Scratch in a couple sticks. And just go back with your highlight. We'll make this one nice and bright. This guy here, the secondary guy, we'll make him nice and bright. Maybe like this. We'll do something a little bit different on him. We'll make him look a little different than everyone else. So now, there's another bush. Another bush. We'll go back to this stuff. Remember, you got to go back to your fan brush. Pick up some things. Maybe some blue. Change it a bit. So it's just not all the same color. Right here. Right here. And change that. Just cover up that line. Hey, I'd say we're finished. I'd say we're just about finished. I really don't think I want to do any more to this painting. I'm just gonna rock it how it is. Maybe just maybe there's a little bit of those kind of hanging out there. Some dirt under it. Okay, there he is. I guess you probably could have told me I wasn't on the bottom of that screen again. So there's my whole painting. That's it. The easy Bob Ross style painting with included happy accidents. With included happy accidents. So I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. It's been a long one. It has been. It's been quite a long stream. But, you know, your first one back, you got to take your time. And I'm not a speed painter. I've said this before on all my live streams. I'm not a fast painter. I'm not. I am who I am. That's me. So I'm going to get rid of my second camera. Thank you, camera 2. You're awesome. So, thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate it. I've had fun being with you. I've had fun painting for you. I hope you like this stuff. Check it out. If you want to paint along with me, go ahead and do it. This is just an easy Bob Ross style painting. Let's look at some of the details up close before I get out of here. One last time, we'll look at all the details. We'll start up at the clouds and work our way down. Look at all those. Look at all those details. Could you believe up close that there's this many details in a painting like this? Nice. Very, very nice. I'm liking this. It's a good one. Give it a try. If you've never oil painted before, give it a try. If you want to do this again, come on back. I'll probably be over on some of the other sites. You know, Reddit, Twitch. You can check me out. It's all the same everywhere. Painting with Justin. That's my name. Painting with Justin. Again, my name is Justin. I'm a certified Bob Ross instructor. I teach people how to do stuff like this all the time. I love it. It's so much fun. If you've enjoyed this and you think it's cool, subscribe. Check it out. We're going to be doing this more often. The videos are only going to get better. If this was a long video and you thought it was kind of boring, I'm sorry. I thought it was cool. I thought it turned out really neat. I thought this one turned out great. I love these really distant backgroundy stuff. A lot of layers. A lot of depth in this. That's what I like. A lot of depth in a painting. Okay. I guess when you hear the sound, it's time to go home. It's time to get out of here. Okay. It's time to get out of here. I've had a lot of fun. I'll be back for you. So, until next time, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.